Welcome to Poetry Jam, the program that combines poetry with visuals and sound to enrapture, capture, build, and fracture your imagination. Some poems have something to say. Others are merely stories for listening pleasure or inspirational measure. I'm your eponymous host, reader, and author, Saint Stephen. On today's program, a soldier reflects on the foolishness of man and the love that can be found in the worst of times. A woman dazzles and bores in a visual showcase, and a kid leads the charge in a snowball fight for the ages. These poems are War and Sacrifice, Black, White, and Shadowlight, and Ice in the Face. Enjoy. I have seen astonishing fire in the sky. Beautiful and mighty, captivating calm seems to set in when my eyes are the center of an oncoming war storm. Generation to generation, coming, here, and gone. I wonder how many in times of war have thought, what the hell is going on? The high haughtiness of man brings all of this on. Even the poor in spirit cannot hide that worth in the eyes of man is a wretched tug-of-war. The same fire that is of inspiring rise doesn't look much different than the up-close nature of hellfire that pushes towards mankind's compromise. Why do I come to fight and defend, even risking my life in places where languages are different from the ones I have spoken? Exceptionally desolate and hauntingly barren, life can even be found where unimaginable conflicts push an army and a village to find peace. They've survived the fire of man, having no choice but to know a life under shadow of blazing heat and suffocating smoke. There is untapped wisdom in sacrifice that few ever learn. I have trained my body and mind to be ready, but to be here and know and see the crippling weight of circumstances bear any fruit lets me know that even in the apex of unfathomable devastation, that man can choose to keep his soul. Mercy is even greater than the readiness I know. Deep in the recesses of who I am and who we are, my camo has become a cloak of humility, living a life so that man may live on. Greater love may not be known than those who lay down their life for their friends, but living for strangers in brotherly love, doggedly diligent and ferociously fervent in devotion and discipline to the cause of good in this earth, is something that cannot be hidden. When the earth is red, bullets fly, and I am the eye of the storm. They say the world isn't black and white, but in this room is a light-skinned woman in a shining black dress, and in this room, she is the world tonight. In this dark room with only a slivering of light, the streak moves past her stature and towering height. Even her fat-brimmed sun hat is white with black trim. Silhouette climbing up the wall, in this lonely place, you can tell she's about to spice it up with a contrasting showcase. Reaching out with white satin gloves, she stretches towards the open hall to invite viewers in, almost like she's asking, "Darling, where have you been?" Her shadow looking patient and content from behind. Is it a mirror of her face, or should I mind? Gracefully sliding her foot away from the fabric of her dress, her high heels are so high that walking seems like it would be a mess. Her head leans slightly towards the brim's crown, blending her gaze with her shadow's stoic stare down. Staring into the ceiling as if it's some far-off sky, does she enjoy her work, or is she just being intellectual sly? A pretty face with a blank expression. I can't tell if this is performance art or mere personal passion. Modeling seems like acting, except you're the neutral canvas waiting for the paint to dry. You may want to move in, black coat and tie, but it's the same house on the same street that you never knew you could live with, but rather live without. As interesting as a frozen meal heated up for the third time. It's food for function, but eating it feels like a loathsome crime. Stretching and overly curving her back, it appears at any moment she may slide off the stool, except for those stilettos that make her seem 7 feet tall. What an uncomfortable tool! Just staring at it makes it seem like wearing them is for foolish foot fools. With this view from the side, her svelte frame jolts up with her chest in the sky. With her head arched back, her shadow seems to be consuming the stool on which she has stepped. Seemingly finding some sense of comfort, she now sits becomingly into and against the light, letting the outline of her hat draw her view. Angled and poised, she warms up her arms and poses her legs crisscross, her shadow for once not quite looking as embossed against the wall as she does. Finally standing, putting the chair resolutely away, she seems to open up to this opposing room of black and white play. Not so vacant in expression and movement, perhaps something light-hearted is now meant. Her hands trace the space and a curve of her dress, pinpointedly taking the oncoming light at its best, even bringing shades of color to her hair and her face. Her vibrant red lips even seem to part for a flash, while the shadow looks to be buying into this empty room bash. But just as quickly as a smile came, alas, it has left. Looking up appears to remind her of something. Who knows what could be bereft? A love lost in some posh drama art scheme? Maybe she held someone close once while letting another interest dream, like some sort of Gatsby and Daisy theatrical gleam. Even though she seems aware she's looking past everything, again with that nowhere stare. Shoulders held, one hand draped, one placed on her side. She knows what she's doing, yet is there life or fun inside? Another strike in form, clearly choreographed but a bit more live from the neck to the tip of her gown. She almost seems to shift her center of gravity to keep focus down. Elbows out, hands aligned one above and below, supporting her chest with one, her waist with the other. It seems as if someone may come from the side to escort her on her way and conclude this rather confusing play. Interestingly, without a face, her shadow seems happy in this form of prim beauty and good grace, almost like it remembers pleasant times that were precise and in place. Looking back to that curved wall, her head is now turned away, the sun hat blocking her view except for her exposed arms and back. Reaching up with one arm, drawing her fingers familiarly in, with the tucking of her elbow in the other. Her shadow seems to broadly grin, knowing this posture is a hidden part of the beauty within. Full circle, she stares one final time at her shadow, offset against the light like a 12 o'clock moon, almost like she's making peace with the tracks of her feet. Light and dark are visual rhythms of their own beat. This lady mystery is one with only enough said that her medium of choice is like the glimpse of light in this room, only seeing what we know. All else is concealed behind that shady, shimmery glow.
Ice in the face, ice in the face, it's a badge of high honor. Ice in the face, we're just kids in the snow having a snowball fight. Some pelt you in the back and the chest real nice. When you get hit in the face, it's like getting hit twice. Those cheeks are red like Santa's bowl full of jelly. Frosty, hot and heavy, this ain't no laughing matter. It's a contest of will, this game lays down the splatter. Ice in the face, it's a badge of high honor. Ice in the face when the snow is falling and it's nice and high. We burrow tunnels to duck for cover, quickly dodge and hide. The network of mazes like an underground fort leads to stealthy takedowns in this extreme sport. It's a small gentleman's game of revenge of lunch money exploits in an ice-cold court. Ice in the face, it's a badge of high honor. Ice in the face, you might come to this place thinking you're brave and bold, but this ain't no school ground and you ain't gotta be enrolled. Reputation means nothing if you can't pull a win, cause ice in the face is like rubbing it into your skin. So pack it up, rev it up, let it hurl through the wind. Your rival better be ready to be feet frostily pinned. Duck for cover, lead that squad! Cowards out back, take left around the quad! In enemy lines is where the action lies. Keep your eyes on the prize, boys, take out those peeping spies! Take no prisoners, that is our mission. When we get home, we got hot chocolate in the kitchen! Winner gets cookies, losers eat ice, cause with ice in the face, all you taste is the slice of defeat. Oh yeah! Victory is in our grasp, my band of brothers. It's time to use this force of frosty wonder. Let line drives and vaulted packs of snow fly. A never-ending volley of ammunition is at our disposal. Let rip my troops while I boast to you of my unescapable, undefeatable, impenetrable forecast proposal. Ice in the face! Ice in the face! It's a badge of high honor! Ice in the face! If you get hit, at least you can fall with grace. We've got stacks of frozen crystals, firing fast as pistols, whistling by, the ice zooms and flies. We can't predict what's next, but we can hit those guys. A 1-2 punch, stomping our boots with a crunch. Step forward with a scream, 1, 2, 3, go team! One more assault, one more dash to the side. I can hear the sound of Coco waiting inside. We are coordinated as well as kids can be. Some behind a dune, others the thickest of trees. In the Valley of White is where it gets decided. 1v1, me versus a sharpshooting beast. We take our windups, have the flurry of West versus East. One will win and their team will feast. Hot chocolate. Here we come.